It's time to welcome another boxer heavyweight contender onto the podcast. Jeamie TKV joins us on Zoom. Jeamie, great to see you. There's a lot of talk about who Frazer Clarke should box next, and you probably believe that the solution for Ben Shalom is an easy one, that it's time for you and Frazer to get it on in the ring.
Of course, but I'm not sure if Frazer wants to fight me though.
Well, I mean, I was going to bring him in, but you go straight to it.
I'll put him in. No way, I'll put him in. Let's go.
What makes you think that I won't want to fight you? Tell me what makes you think that.
Listen, I know I'm a problem for you, my boy. I know I'm a problem for you.
But what makes you think that? What have you done to prove that you're a problem for me?
Listen, you know I'm a problem for you. You hear the stories, you know everything. Don't worry.
What stories? What stories?
Don't worry. You know I'm a problem.
I give you your credit. You're not a bad fighter. You're good on the inside. But what's made you prove that? I mean, you knocked out. I mean, you stopped a guy that you stopped doing your last fight that the board wouldn't even clear to box me in my third or fourth. They said it was a mismatch.
Oh yeah, like that. But I mean, you didn't want to fight Joel Giselle, and I fought him in my third.
Who didn't want to box him?
You.
What? I've never heard his name mentioned when it comes to boxing me. Joel Giselle. I stopped him in the amateurs. I would have happily fought him in the pros, especially after I seen you box him.
But to be honest, I heard that he beat you twice in the amateurs.
No, he beat me once. He beat me once when I was about 15. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, and like, what I say, what makes you think, apart from me hearing that you're a problem, you're a good fighter. You're a good fighter, and I believe that one day we'll have a good fight. But don't you think that you need to fight someone else first? Like, you've got a habit of boxing some of my ex-opponents. Like, you boxed the Jake Darnell guy. Go and box Marius Vaca.
I can.
Go and box. Go and box. Go and box. Even Brockamonte, Sokolovsky. Go and fight them guys.
Listen, I was supposed to fight him, but he's retired now. But obviously, Jake Darnell was a last-minute replacement.
Same with me.
All
Listen,
right, then.
For a few quid, don't think you can't get Sokolovsky at the retirement chair, mate. He's a money man.
Yeah, you know what? Right.
Tell him to make the call. But give him a few weeks. He had an 8-week camp for me. Give him the same.
Let me jump in there, guys. Jeamie, we caught up with you at York Hall in between the rounds when Frazer fought Marius Vaca. How did you rate his performance at the final bell?
Do you know what? I would have done a better job. That's all I know. I would have done a better job. I felt like he gassed out quite early. He's throwing punches, then holding. I don't stop throwing punches. I carry on. You know what I'm saying? So I know if they put me in with Watch, I'll stop him and I'll do a better job than Frazer.
Make the call. I'm sure they can sort that out. No problem. I'm positive of it. I got some details of Marius. I can ring him. I can make that fight. Not a problem, man. Listen. I'm self-admittedly saying it wasn't a great performance. It was a win nevertheless, and that's what I do. I'm a winner. But it's one thing having a bad performance against Marius Vaca, but you had a life and death with Harry Armstrong. So
it wasn't a life and death, my guy. Trust me. I beat him up for 8 rounds. There was no life and death.
You wasn't happy with your performance after Harry Armstrong, was you?
Because I was ill and I couldn't.
Yeah. I was ill too. I was ill as well. I was ill against Marius. I was ill.
No, you wasn't.
What is it that you've seen in Frazer, Jeamie, that you think that you can exploit? What does he do that you think, yeah, that's one of the areas that I have of strength?
I just feel like he ain't got heart, man. I feel like if I take him to the trenches, let's see if he can really make it through. I just feel like he ain't got heart.
Where have you been to the trenches?
Huh?
When have you been to the trenches?
I'm always in the trenches.
When?
Always in the trenches.
When?
I take people to the trenches.
You mean you're always taking shots and having swing ups with people?
No,
The only thing Jeamie
Come punch me and see if you can get
has better than me is a hairline, and that is it. That is it. That is the top and bottom of it. That is it. I mean, listen, I think it's a sort of a collision course, and I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that we will fight. And I'm not here saying he's a bad fighter because he's definitely improving. So am I. But he's gonna say he thinks he can beat me. I'm telling you now. every day of the week, twice on a Sunday.
So if I put the same question to you, what have you seen from, you came and commentated on his fight with Harry Armstrong. What have you seen in him that you think you can exploit, that he doesn't do particularly well, that you think that's my strength?
I think just IQ. I think boxing IQ. I think I could. Listen, I'm not saying when he gets inside, he can mix the shots up well. Yeah, I'm not discrediting him. He can definitely do that. I can also do that. It was difficult to sort of showcase that against Marius because he's got this big, awkward, like weird lean thing that he does. But I could equally box him on the inside or the outside. So he's gonna think he's got his way of winning, and sort of know what I do against him. And he could talk about me gassing out. He did exactly the same with Harry Armstrong. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I mean, we're all talking, and I've learnt my lesson over the last couple of months about talking up fights and wanting fights. I ain't gonna say nothing until the fight happens, but I hope it does.
Yeah, well, it's fair to say that you two have engaged in social media back and forth, and Jeamie, I think that this is more. I'm not pointing things at all, but this is more coming from you. You've seen Frazer Clarke, and that's the fight that you're calling for. You're the one that's being called out. You're not necessarily calling Jeamie out, but now it's here. It's something that you both want to do.
100%. I'm not calling him out. I mean, Jamie's got this cheerleading squad that's like to come online. He's got this some right fanboys that love his team, his crew. They like getting behind him. Do you know what I mean? And all these people, they've got no display pictures, and now and then they crop up in the DMs, and they're there. But I'm not calling him out. I've got my sights are on his gym mate. I want to fight the British champion. That's what I'm aiming for. I mean, I don't know his own agenda or what he wants. I mean, the only thing he's going to get from fighting me is a little bit more clout, and maybe they'll take him off the shows in Poland at 5 o'clock. Maybe they'll put him on a nice slot on the TV. But if I was him, I'd be trying to fight a little bit closer to home. I'd be wanting to fight the British champion because that's what I'm going for. I'm going for titles.
Do you?
Listen,
No. You go.
Go.
You know what? I already called you out because you disrespected me. I don't like disrespect. No one can disrespect me, especially outside the ring.
What did he say, Jeamie? What did he say that you didn't like?
Obviously, I thought Jake down there. I had no issue with Frazer Clarke beforehand. So he obviously, when he got asked the question, don't know why, he started talking some rubbish.
What I said I can fight you next.
Yeah, try to talk like I was a tune-up fight or something. No way I want to prove to you I'm not a tune-up fighter.
No. Listen, I respect that. I respect it a lot. But that's just what I said. I said it at the time. Yeah, I could fight him next. At the time. I wasn't that impressed. Since then, you've gone on. I've been impressed with you a lot more. The last performance, yeah. The opponent, like I said, it wasn't great, but I understand that. I've been there myself. I've had them same kind of opponents. I respect you now, and I think, you know what, like the more I've seen your career develop, the more I've gained respect for you as a fighter and thought, and not even as a fighter, as a person. When we see each other, yeah, the needle's there. It's a bit of malice, but it's not stupidness. It's not. We're not wrestling each other at fights. We're not trying to get each other and kill each other. Some of your people have said to me, you know what, well done on your fight. I've said, thank you. It is what it is, but I think it's building into a nice fight. I think it's simmering nicely.
100%. And I know it's going to be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? Because just like you said, there's a little bit of needle there. So I know for a fact, both of us we're going to come in 100%. But I just know I'm going to be the one with his hand raised at the end of that fight.
Where's this headlock stuff come from? So I'm a coward, so I didn't want to put you in the same studio together. But I think you said you'd get him in a headlock. Is that right?
You know what? It's more of a street saying where you say you hold him down, like you grips him up. It's more like a street saying. It's a little joke. But
hey, it better be a joke because you could never ever do that to me.
What? Hey, I'll headlock you. I can headlock you.
I know you've done a bit of wrestling in your time. I heard about your background. You've done a bit of wrestling. I think was it your pops comes from a wrestling background. So I know you got a few skills in that department. But I'm not about the wrestling. I'm not about the headlocks. I'll wait until we get in the ring and we'll do it properly.
Of course. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it properly.
Yeah, listen, like I say, it's simmering nicely, but you need to box someone first, bro. You need to box. You can't be boxing people that that I wasn't even allowed to box. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, the thing is, you turned down Joel DeSille. I boxed.
His
Joel
name is Joe DeSille, and there's not a prayer I turned him down. And coming to that, I couldn't even box him now. How could I go from boxing Marius Vaca to then boxing Joe DeSille?
No, I'm not saying boxing him now, but at the time you turned him down, and I don't care how his name is pronounced. I pronounce it how I want.
Listen, no one turned down that fight, because if you stopped him when you threw that unbelievable combination when he stood on the ropes and you start swinging, hooking them short hooks like that, and listen, good finish, fair play to you. But if you're stopping him, I'm stopping him. I stopped him in the amateurs, so I'll definitely do it as a pro.
So why didn't you fight him?
I've never even heard his name mentioned. That's why. And if I did, I've seen him box on the circuit. If I did, you know what I'd say? Every time I get in the ring on Sky Sports, I have to think about the scrutiny I'm going to come under, because everyone's got something to say about who I'm going to box. I think that's because of obviously the Olympic profile in the background. If he was put to me as a name, the only reason I would say no is because I don't feel he's qualified to fight me. I feel like that is a name that I would be taking serious repercussions for. Whereas you fight him and do a job on him, and it's a great win. If I do a job on him, people say we shouldn't be in the same ring.
But the thing is, there's a backstory. He beat you in the amateurs, so you want to redeem yourself, right?
He beat me when we was 15, bro. Like, and then I come back and stopped him. Like, he beat me when I was 15. I couldn't do a press up. I blew out. It was 4-2s, and I blew out after the first 2 minutes. And then when we came to seniors, I stopped him in the first or second round. Like, that ended back then. I'm talking a heavy 15, 16 years ago. So it's like there's no real backstory there. People wouldn't be tuning in to see me fight someone who had fought in the amateurs, and he hadn't boxed for about 10 years. Then he come back. He had a couple of fights. Like, there's nothing exciting about that.
Jamie, let me ask. Poor Joel DeSille's taking strays over here, catching strays on the podcast. Let me ask you: do you think that Frazer's underestimating how good you are?
No, I'm definitely not. I'm not. You can't say that, because I'm not. Sorry, I'm not even looking to put in. I'm not underestimating. I've said you've improved 100%. I'm not underestimating you. So you can say that you think that, but no, I think you're a good fighter. I think you're a solid fighter. Do I think you can beat me? Absolutely not. Go on.
But that's the one thing he's underestimating, that he thinks that I can't beat him.
Are you deaf? I just said. Did you
hear
what I just said?
You gave me credit for my skill, but you're talking about I won't beat you.
I just said. I'm not underestimating you.
Well, but you're underestimating the fact that I can't beat you. I can beat you.
No, I'm not underestimating that. I'm fucking stating the facts that you can't beat me. That's not me underestimating. That's me telling you.
All right.
I don't think that you two. I don't think you two are going to be best mates anytime soon. But we do. I think I speak for everyone. This fight's already building into something that I think bigger than we all anticipated it would be. I think that this has got the hallmarks of a really big fight. When do you want to meet each other? You know, we're talking about you both in the development stage of your careers. There's part of me that thinks it would be a bit, let it build. Why risk anything now? But presumably the fighter in both of you is saying whenever the time's right, you want to do it sooner rather than later.
I said this to Jamie a while back when this first, like, I won't say beef, when this first animosity because of my comments that came across as rude and he didn't like, and when this first one, but I said to him, he's a little bit excited and a little bit eager because obviously he's new to the pro game, and I think probably a bit excited by the Sky Sports and the boxer stuff. I said to him, listen, we'll 100% fight, but I think it needs to simmer and it needs to be at the right time, for the reason, and the reason in that, if Jamie wanted to fight me at that particular time and get paid what he wanted to get paid for that money and take it out, it's hard to come back. I'm actually thinking of him. Let's do it when you've had a few good wins, I've had a good few more wins. I think we can top a bill. In fact, I know we can top a bill. I know he's got a good crowd. I mean, when he comes out, I observe that, he brings some fans and they make some noise. There's a lot of them, and they make a lot of noise to me on social media. I'm not gonna lie. Every single one of his boys are calling for the fight. But
Yeah.
I said this for no other reason than thinking, with my business brain, let's do it at the right time for the right money. And the right title. I think there should be a title on the line. I think I'm good enough to win titles. I think he's heading in the right direction.
Look, what you just said is 100% right. Like, I do believe there has to be the right move for the both of us. Yes, 100%. But me gunning at you now is another way of building the fight, which is what I've been doing.
It's never going to be the right fight for you, brother. It's never going to be the right fight for you.
Look, listen, it's never going to be the right fight for you. I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Well, before we go, have you got a message for each other? I don't think there's much that you haven't already said, but Jeamie, do you want to go first? You got a message for Frazer Clarke?
Listen, forget Frazer Clarke's pedigree, man. That Olympic stuff, and I'll beat him. I'm not gonna lie to you. And not only that, if he was wearing that bronze medal around his neck, I would have snatched it off his neck. You don't deserve that.
That's the closest you would have ever got to it, brother. That's the closest you ever got to it. You know this guy. You know how much talks. He put up on his Instagram like a few months back. He put a picture of the amateur ratings. Yeah, he can't talk about it now. He put a picture of amateur ratings. He said, look, it's an obsession. Look, this is the year I was ranked higher than Frazer Clarke in amateurs. I looked at the year. It was the year that I snapped my hamstring and I didn't box at all. I was out for a year. So congratulations to you. Don't talk about pedigree, bro. You listen. You'd give a left.
You was boxing, bro. Don't even try that.
It was 2017, bro. It was the year I didn't
box.
It
wasn't, bro. It wasn't even 2017. It was it was the year that you went to Olympics, my bro.
Oh, yeah. So say that again. It's the year I went to where?
It don't matter. Forget your pedigree. I will knock you out.
You're talking about it, bro. You're talking about it. You talk about that medal. You'd give a left testicle to have that medal, bro. You'd give a left arm to have that medal.
Bro, you got lucky. That's what I'm saying. You got lucky with that bronze medal.
There's no luck involved, bro. No, and you should know that. You know how hard it is to get there because you failed.
Yeah, well done for qualifying, but you don't deserve that bronze medal.
Well, guess where it is? It's on the mantelpiece at home, bro. And it's sitting shiny. Deserving or not, it came home with me. And it set me up nicely.
Without making this situation worse, just picking up on what you said there, Jeamie, do you believe that it's two different sports and that perhaps your argument is that his amateur pedigree is giving him a leg up that he doesn't deserve?
Not saying that, because you know what? Give him his flowers. He deserves everything that he's got. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to take that away from a man. But I'm just saying it's two different sports. And I believe I'm a better professional and I'll take him out.
Exactly the same. I'm definitely a better professional than I was an amateur, 100%. And I will be anyway. I would develop into that. I think the amateurs was, listen. By the time I'd been in that system for so long, by any means necessary, get that medal. By any means necessary. And if it wasn't for the cuts, who knows? I might have even changed the color. So there's no look involved in that. And you had your message for me, you're going to smash me.
Yeah, what's your message for Jeamie TKV?
Straight back at you. When we fight, let's do it properly, bro. Let's do it properly. Listen, I'm not even in toward talking, like I had to do a little bit now and then. But listen, well, one thing I will give you dues, you're a real guy. I'm a real guy, yeah? Let's do it. Listen, let's keep building it. Don't lose. Do not lose. Well, let's face it. You ain't gonna lose. You keep fighting them people, you're not gonna lose. So just keep winning, keep fighting, and we'll fight.
Who are you really fighting, bro? Hey, Marius Vaca old as well, but he's washed out.
Go and fight him. I'll
fight him and stop him. I'll do a better job than you, man.
Go and fight him, bro. Listen, walking forward, blocking shots with your face off him and leaning on him and throwing 4 or 5 body shots ain't gonna work, bro.
The thing is, I don't block shots with my face.
You have to
tight defense.
Tight defense, yeah. You have to go and use your brain against him and do something. But listen, like I say, I'm not here bigging up what I did, bro. I got the win, and guess what? I got through it. I won every round. It was nothing to write home about. It was a means to a experience that I needed. I'm not here dancing about it or singing about it. But who are you gonna fight next?
Whoever, man. Whoever. if you're talking about Marius Vaca, maybe I'll go and get him. But obviously, it was supposed to be Camille, but my man retired. I think he heard about TKV, so.
No, he definitely didn't, mate. He definitely did not retire after hearing about TKV. That's a fact.
Listen,
You
I would
two,
have done a
you
better
two
job.
crack me up. You two absolutely crack me up.
I would have knocked out Camille. You struggled to knock. I would have knocked him out.
All right, bro. Listen, like I would have knocked out Mike Tyson. I would have, you know what I mean? Like we can all speak. We can all talk like that. We can all talk like that. You do your job. I'll do my job. And listen, I'm sure before long, people will demand that I'm allowed to punch you up. So yeah.
Listen, that was great. Thank you both for coming on. You know, we can't do a digital handshake, we can't do a digital headlock, but thank you both.